If you feel like giving up, this video is probably for you. And I'm just going to share with you guys my personal stories and beliefs on why I am where I am and why I refuse to give up being where I am right now. Because before in my life, I would probably give up and I would probably go back to the way that I was living before I found Christ and before He saved me. And this story and this video really does correlate into my religion and Christianity and my relationship with God, because if it wasn't for my belief that I have in God and for the stories that I have read in the Bible, which are history because I believe that they actually did happen, I would not be where I am right now. I would not have the strength that I have right now. I have been going through a whole bunch of stuff in my personal life at the moment where I feel it would be easier to give up and to give up on my dreams, to give up on the goals that I want to accomplish and just change everything completely and settle for being a normal and mediocre person, which is what unfortunately a lot of the people around me are. The people closest to me, I will say, have settled for a life that they did not, I would believe they did not envision for themselves. But I'm not gonna end up there. And the more that I tell myself I'm not gonna end up in that life, the harder that the road gets. And it would be very easy to give up, to throw in the towel, um, to walk a different path than the one that I am on right now. And go back to the way that I used to be. But I'm not gonna be that person anymore. I already tried it. I didn't like the taste of it. And I'm not gonna settle for a life that I do not deserve and a life that I am not envisioning for myself. So, if you are in the same position as me, where you are so far in your journey, where you know that there is no going back to your old life, you know that the only way forward now is to keep moving forward. Because if you go back to your old life, you might as well just drown. You might as well just drown because that is not what you deserve and not what you want. And a lot of the time, we think that God, if we pray to Him to get us out of this season, we think that we are doing the right thing. We think that because we believe in Him and we love Him and He loves us, that He's gonna make things easier for us. But that is not the case. And that is where a lot of people get confused in Christianity and get a lot of hurt in Christianity. Because it is not gonna be that easy. It's not supposed to be easy. There are people in the Bible who God loved. He adored and He loved them. Moses, Abraham, Jesus. He loved these people. Yet He still made their paths hard. He still put a whole bunch of obstacles in their paths. And they had to obey God and they had to follow His assignments. And the people that wanted it easy, those people suffered even more and they prolonged their success even more than they would have if they would have just followed God's path, no matter the suffering. Think of Joseph. He was in prison for years, probably like decades, I think, of his life. But God had a promise for him and he had a dream. Joseph had a dream that he would be extremely powerful in Egypt. And I promise you, when he was in that prison cell, he probably did feel forgotten by God a whole bunch of times. And he felt like it was never going to come true. But he held on to his vision and to his dream. And he suffered a lot. Yet at the end, God made it happen for him. Because God is a ruler over all of the impossible. And He is on your side. And that's why you shouldn't give up. Just simply because God is on your side is why you shouldn't give up. Because I'm telling you right now that everything that you are hoping for and wishing for, if you hold to that vision and if you know that God is going to be there for you, it will happen. It will come to pass for you because you are not willing to settle for the life that you had before. You can't look back anymore because you'll turn into a pillar of salt. And when I say a pillar of salt, I mean a pillar of tears because tears are salty, right? Every time we look at the past, what could have been, what we could have had, we cry and we turn into pillars of salt because we're not willing to let go of the past and we're not willing to look forward instead and follow God's assignment for us. Think about Adam and Eve. They only had one job when they were in the garden. Do not eat from the tree of knowledge, the tree of good and evil. That was their only assignment. What did they do? They ate from the tree. And to this day, we as humans are still paying the consequences of that because we didn't follow the one assignment, right? And when you are in the season of your life where you feel like giving up, I'm pretty sure God has given you an assignment for the dream life that you want. And if you are not following that assignment, you are going to suffer and you are going to prolong your blessings. So no, you can't give up. You only have one option, and that is to succeed at what you want. No matter how long it's going to take you, no matter how many people you have to cut off because they're just not healthy for you and they're just not helping you reach that lifestyle that you really want to get to, no matter what you have to sacrifice. Think about Jesus Christ in the Bible. Think about how loved he was. The Son of God, right? Yet he sacrificed himself for us. He suffered for us because he had a vision in his mind that he loved humanity so much that he was willing to give up his life for us. And he knew at the end it would all be worth it. All the suffering that he went through, he knew that every single wound in his body would be worth it for us. He went through the suffering for us. And if you ask God to take this suffering away from you, instead of asking him to give you strength to take you through it, you're never going to get to your promised land. As harsh as that is to say, you will most likely never get to your promised land because you can't endure the suffering. And you gotta understand, with great rewards, most of the time comes great suffering because everything has to have a cost. Everything has a price. Nothing is given to you for free. Everything is going to cost you, whether it's time, relationships, money. It's going to cost you something. So the greater the suffering that you feel you are going through right now does not compare to how amazing your life is going to be if you just keep going forward. Stop asking God to take your suffering away from you. Start asking him to give you the strength, to give you the endurance. Because if you ask God to take the suffering away from you, you are giving up on that dream life that you are thinking about. You're giving up on it because you're not willing to pay the price for it. Jesus Christ, when he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he prayed. He implored with God 3 times, Lord, if you can, take this burden up from me. If I can avoid this suffering, take it from me. 3 times God told him no. And what Jesus Christ went through, that is even worse than what we can imagine going through ourselves right now. It's called growing pains. Your body is trying to mold into this new version of you that is going to get where you want to get, and it's going to be even greater than what you imagine. But you have to have the strength to get there. Because if you don't grow strong in yourself during this period, you're not going to be able to handle the blessings that come later, and you're going to sabotage them for yourself. Do you really want to do that? You've come this far. It's like when a lady When a woman has a child, once they hold the baby in their hands, they completely forget about the pain that they went through in their labor. Completely forget about it because that baby brings them so much joy. And that pain is, I haven't had kids yet. I can't even imagine how bad that pain is. But I'm sure it's very painful. And whenever they get their baby, it's like happiness. And they just forget about everything and they're probably ready to have another one, right? Let yourself grow in this season. Whatever it is, let yourself go through it instead of away from it. You don't want to delay your blessings any longer. Don't give up. It's coming for you. Do not give up. Keep moving forward. Keep a tunnel vision on your goals. Get away from the people who are not improving you. Get away from the versions of yourself that aren't improving you. Remember that God is with you and that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. It's not going to be easy. Spoiler alert, it's not going to be easy, but it is going to be doable. And I believe in you. I believe in myself. I have come way too far to give up now. And I'm sure you have too. And if you have to start over, but finish it. Because it's coming for us. As long as we're still alive, as long as we are still breathing, we have the chance to make a better life for ourselves, to fix all of those things that are in our way right now. And trust me, there's going to be a lot more down the road. A lot more. But if you can get through this one, you can get through anything else.